Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly Digest for week 3 of August 2026. Tata leaders recently updated government officials on internal conflicts and strategic rifts within the conglomerate. Issues concerning business initiatives, appointments, and Air India's financial woes were highlighted. Following Noel Tata's visit to Delhi, speculation about leadership succession and his role at Trent emerged. The government's historical ties with the Tata Group emphasized the ongoing need for effective governance solutions moving forward. Electronics manufacturing services firm Amber Enterprises India is set to enter the smartphone manufacturing business with trial production of phones for Oppo, OnePlus and Realme expected to begin in the March 2027 quarter. The company plans to produce 8 million units in the first year of operations. Production is expected to scale to 16 million units in the subsequent year. This move aligns with Chinese brands deepening their asset-light manufacturing models in India. Amber also anticipates margin pressure in its bare-printed circuit board business. Blue Dart Express plans a new international cross-border e-commerce delivery product. This initiative aims to capture a larger share of India's growing global trade. The company will initially focus on major e-commerce corridors with strong existing trade flows. Regulatory changes like the removal of a value cap support this expansion. Blue Dart expects this new venture to become a meaningful contributor within 5 years. The Reserve Bank of India has instructed rating agencies to refrain from categorizing it as the regulator overseeing banking deposits. This recent directive raises the possibility that these credit assessment organizations may halt the evaluation of bank deposits entirely. With threats of deposit outflows and potential bank instability stemming from any downgraded ratings, the landscape of retail deposit reactions remains mixed. This year's Independence Day sales have brought impressive growth for brands and retailers, with value sales soaring by up to 25% and volume sales increasing by 5 to 7%. Such encouraging figures foreshadow a vibrant festive consumption period ahead. Major players like Reliance Retail and Lifestyle have documented remarkable sales performance, while online platforms have also witnessed demand surpassing expectations across diverse product categories. The government is aiming to finalize new bilateral investment treaties or BITs with the European Union, Saudi Arabia, Switzerland, Oman and the Maldives in the next 2 to 3 months, offering enhanced flexibility to foreign investors, including a shorter timeline to exhaust domestic remedies before initiating international arbitration. Simultaneously, the Cabinet will also consider the proposed BIT 4.0 regime, which revises the model text for a better balance between sovereign interests and foreign investment, as well as creates a flexible framework for future negotiations. A flexible model would allow India to tailor provisions based on the partner country's strategic importance and investment ties. With the expected credit loss or ECL guidelines set to take effect from April 2027, banks are gearing up to overhaul their data architecture to meet the Reserve Bank of India's requirements. A key challenge will be integrating data from multiple systems to calculate credit loss. In order to meet the regulatory expectations, changes are envisaged in the non-performing asset or NPA management software. ECL is far more than an accounting change. It represents a large-scale transformation across data, analytics, risk management, and technology. Shares of 197 Communications faced a downturn following a notable block deal involving Resilient Asset Management, a firm linked to Paytm's founder. It's estimated that shares worth around Rs 2,949 crore were sold in this secondary transaction, with the possibility of extending the stake to Rs 4,895 crore. Goldman Sachs facilitated this considerable share sale as the placement agent. Milky Mist dairy food shares made a strong debut on the bourses, listing at Rs 165 a piece on the NSE and BSE, nearly 18% above the IPO price of Rs 140. The Rs 1,553 crore issue received an overwhelming response, with overall subscription reaching 56.12 times. QIB demand was particularly strong at 155.83 times, while the retail portion was subscribed 8.41 times. The number of microfinance borrowers with multiple loans has significantly decreased. These borrowers still hold substantial outstanding loans, posing a higher credit risk. Portfolio at risk for these stretched borrowers is higher than others. The microfinance market saw a record peak in loans outstanding recently. Stricter underwriting practices are helping the sector recover from past challenges. Qatar Post, in partnership with India Post, has launched POS Transfer, a new remittance service aimed at simplifying money transfers. This service focuses on enabling direct transactions to UPI-linked bank accounts in India, with transfer amounts ranging from Qatari Riyal 10 to Qatari Riyal 4,000 for a nominal flat fee. This collaboration not only streamlines fund transfer processes but also strengthens the financial relationship between Qatar and India. The RBI's early closure of its special FCNRB deposit swap window has raised concerns over policy certainty. Banks had mobilized $52.3 billion under the scheme by August 14th, prompting the RBI to shut it on August 31st instead of September 30th. Bankers say the move could disrupt dollar borrowings and leverage plans, while raising questions about India's investment policy predictability. India's prime office market shows continued strengthening and rising rents. Bengaluru remained a standout performer, while Mumbai and Delhi NCR also saw healthy momentum. These cities collectively leased 9.8 million square feet in the second quarter. Bengaluru rents rose 10.7% year-on-year, and Delhi NCR saw a 7.6% increase. Mumbai's prime office rents experienced a 4% year-on-year growth. Axis Bank is broadening its corporate banking services beyond just lending. The lender targets fee income and low-cost deposits from corporate ecosystems. It handles collections, payments, trade finance, and salary accounts for businesses. Investment banking and wealth management services are also offered to companies and their promoters. This strategy aims to build liability and fee franchises by managing more corporate cash flows. Multi-Commodity Exchange of India, or MCX, plans to invest up to Rs 200 crore to launch dedicated coal and minerals trading platforms as the government seeks greater price discovery and transparency in domestic markets. MCX has incorporated separate entities for their businesses and received SEBI approval to invest about Rs 100 crore in each. The impressive earnings reported in the first quarter have led brokerages to unveil fresh stock-picking avenues. Investors are encouraged to seek out firms showcasing strong earnings and solid financial fundamentals. A collective effort from various brokerages has resulted in the identification of 50 prime stock options covering diverse industries such as banking, automotive, and defense. The market is now pivoting towards an earnings-led cycle with an emphasis on quality companies. Global investment firm KKR will acquire a minority interest in Book My Show, aiming to enhance the Indian entertainment platform's growth objectives. Book My Show has been actively expanding its live entertainment segment throughout India, tapping into the surge in consumer expenditure and a youthful market demographic industry in India. L&T Finance plans to add 26 new locations by March 2027. This expansion aims to deepen its presence in West Bengal's gold credit market. The company currently operates 28 locations and has a portfolio of Rs 165 crore. West Bengal's gold loan market is estimated at Rs 47,000 crore. New RBI guidelines aim to create a level playing field for lenders. The Competition Commission of India has approved Tata Steel's acquisition of an additional 23% stake in TM International Logistics from IQ Mart Trade. The transaction will raise Tata Steel's holding to 74%, making it the majority shareholder, while NYK Europe will retain 26%. IQ Martrade will exit the joint venture. Wipro Consumer Care and Lighting will acquire a 60% stake in premium skincare brand Derma Touch at an enterprise value of Rs 387.5 crore, marking its entry into digital-first brands. The remaining 40% will be acquired over 3 years. Derma Touch, founded by Anish Nagpal and Amit Purswani, reported Rs 131 crore revenue in financial year 26. Kotak Mahindra Bank successfully raised $650 million through its 5-year dollar bonds. This issuance occurred at a coupon rate 27 basis points below initial guidance. Indian lenders have collectively raised $6.95 billion since June 5th. These funds will diversify sources and support general corporate purposes. The Reserve Bank of India swap facility closes on August 31st. India's top private banks are reducing their employee numbers significantly. This workforce contraction occurred after substantial hiring in the previous fiscal year. Technology-led efficiencies are enabling banks to expand operations without increasing staff. Some mid-sized lenders, however, have increased their headcount during this period. Banks are accelerating AI and automation deployment across their operations. L&T Technology Services, or LTTS, secured a significant engineering intelligence contract. This agreement with an unnamed global technology enterprise is valued at over $75 million. The 5-year contract will involve comprehensive product development and engineering lifecycle services. LTTS will also establish a dedicated engineering center leveraging its full stack solutions. Following this announcement, the company's share price saw a slight increase on the BSE. Aditya Birla Capital Limited announced its strategic expansion into the gold loan business. This new offering will complement its existing retail and MSME lending franchise. The company plans to open 200 to 300 dedicated gold loan branches by March 2027. These branches will be established across high-potential markets within the country. The group will leverage its distribution network and digital capabilities for customer experience. Life Insurance Corporation of India received approval from the Reserve Bank of India. This allows LIC to increase its stake in HDFC Bank to 9.99%. Currently, LIC holds 4.11% of HDFC Bank's total share capital. The approval grants LIC flexibility to raise its investment in the lender. This development strengthens LIC's financial services sector exposure. Reliance Industries has proposed investing about Rs 2.73 lakh crore over 30 years to develop India's first integrated underground coal gasification complex in Andhra Pradesh's Elluru district. The project, subject to commercial viability after exploration, will use deep coal reserves in the Chintalapudi and Recherla blocks to produce syngas. Escorts Kubota will invest Rs 2,000 crore in a new manufacturing plant in Uttar Pradesh. This large facility will produce tractors, farm implements, and construction equipment for global markets. The plant's first phase will expand tractor capacity to 60,000 units annually. This investment aligns with Kubota Corporation's 2030 growth strategy for India. Public sector banks offered many bad loans previously for sale. Nearly 80% of these loans were repeat sale attempts. Indian Overseas Bank and Indian Bank led these repeated offerings. Private sector banks showed a sharp contrast with few repeat sales. This highlights challenges in selling large legacy corporate accounts. Pharmaceuticals giant Cipla announced its merger with Inspira Health Sciences Limited on Wednesday. This consolidation aims for more efficient resource utilization and greater economies of scale. The merger will improve operating parameters and maximize shareholder value through integration. Greater efficiency in cash management and access to cash flows is also expected. Business processes will be simplified, reducing administrative expenses and compliance costs. Border Plus plans to send 50,000 Indian caregivers to Japan. This initiative addresses Japan's severe worker shortage due to its aging population. Training combines Japanese language, medical skills, and cultural understanding for workers. The program targets geriatric care and general duty assistant roles. This move highlights growing international workforce mobility needs. Panorama Studios has invested an undisclosed amount in vertical OTT platform Rocket Reels at a valuation of Rs 200 crore. The partnership aims to strengthen Rocket Reels' content pipeline, technology and production of original short-form series while supporting its expansion into global markets. Geopolitical risks now shape private equity deal considerations in India. Investors increasingly focus on resilience and supply chain stability for investments. Capital deployment concentrates on manufacturing and financial services sectors. Export-oriented businesses still attract interest despite US tariff uncertainties. India remains an attractive destination due to its market scale and policy support. Welspun Corp secured its largest order valued at $1.8 billion for US pipe supply. This significant contract will be executed during fiscal years 2028 and 2029. The company's global order book will reach a record $4.4 billion after this deal. This order strengthens Welspun Corp's presence in North American energy infrastructure market. Avenue Supermarts, the parent of supermarket chain D-Mart, has approved a fresh investment of up to Rs 500 crore in its online grocery subsidiary, Avenue E-Commerce or AEL, as it continues to invest in D-Mart Ready despite widening losses. The investment approved at the company's annual general meeting on Wednesday could take the total capital invested in AEL to nearly Rs 2,000 crore, including Rs 350 crore invested during financial year 26. Larsen & Toubro and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries will build the world's largest automated people mover system. This project spans 50 kilometers and connects 9 stations at Dubai's Al Maktoum International Airport. The consortium secured this significant order valued between Rs 2,500 crore and Rs 5,000 crore. This driverless train network is a key part of the airport's expansion program. Amazon will invest $2 billion in Latin American productions through 2030. This significant investment aims to harness the region's extraordinary talent and audiences. The company plans to double original productions from key Latin American countries. 25 new titles will premiere in 2027 and another 25 in 2028. This move follows Netflix's own expansion of original Latin American content. Bain Capital seeks significant minority or joint control in JBM's auto electric vehicle manufacturing unit. The company, among the largest e-bus makers in the country, expects 45% of financial year 27 revenue from EV business. Bain may infuse Rs 2,850 crore in the JBM unit, according to the sources. Ant International launched an upgraded version of its artificial intelligence model on Thursday, signing up major global banks as financial institutions accelerate the adoption of specialized AI to manage liquidity risks. The Singapore-based fintech giant rolled out its Falcon Time Series Transformer Model 2 and has partnered with 6 large banks including Citi, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered and Barclays, according to Kelvin Lee, the firm's general manager of platform tech. In its maiden institutional capital raise, fintech firm Navi raised $100 million from Dutch technology investor Prosus. The Sachin Bansal-led company said the transaction is subject to regulatory approvals, including a nod from the Competition Commission of India or CCI. The fund raise comes at a time when the Bengaluru-based fintech is preparing to list on the Indian stock exchanges, reportedly seeking to raise about $300 million. As part of the IPO preparation, the company has appointed bankers as advisors for a potential initial public offering. Prosus' investment in Navi comes at a time when the investor has already backed another payments and lender major, PayU, in India. This week was the busiest for forex debt issuance by Indian lenders. ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, IDFC First Bank, HDFC Bank and Bank of Baroda together raised a massive $4.4 billion, and the bulk of the proceeds may be used to help fund the leverage for foreign currency non-resident bank or FCNRB deposits. LG Electronics India is looking to exports and B2B products as key growth drivers as its Korean parent aims to make India a global manufacturing hub. The company expects these businesses to help improve margins amid pressure from higher raw material costs, rupee depreciation, and geopolitical risks. India is set to approve a $1.2 billion incentive scheme to boost domestic production of high-value construction equipment, including tunnel boring machines, and reduce import dependence on China. The program is expected to attract $1.8 billion in investment over 7 years. Fairfax Financial may receive 2 years to consolidate its Indian bank holdings. This consolidation is necessary for its acquisition of a majority stake in IDBI Bank. The government and Life Insurance Corporation are finalizing this significant transaction. Fairfax currently holds a substantial stake in the smaller lender CSB Bank. The Canadian investor will either sell its CSB stake or merge it with IDBI Bank.
This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.